talking about, including Lizzo. It is the one thing on everybody's mind. Will Congress impeach the president? Lawmakers finally got to look at the whistleblower complaint over President Trump's call to the Ukraine, something the public could possibly see today. Matt Gregory is on Capitol Hill. So, Matt, what's the president been saying?
The president's reacting how I imagine most Americans at this point in his administration believe he would react. He's saying that this is a hoax, and that if you listen to the call, that's why they released the transcript or the memo of the transcript of his phone call with the Ukrainian president. He says that shows that he's not guilty of any sort of coercion, asking the Ukrainian leader to do something about going after a political opponent. However, the whistleblower complaint was released to Congress yesterday, and Democratic leaders say this is clear evidence of an impeachable offense. And as you can see right now on Capitol Hill, the battle lines are pretty clearly drawn right along party lines. Each day, the drums of impeachment grow louder on Capitol Hill. From the UN Climate Summit, President Trump tried to quiet talk of his alleged misuse of office.
No quid pro quo.
Part of that plan was for the White House to release a memo summarizing his conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy. Now, in the transcript, the president repeatedly asks the newly elected Zelensky to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and his involvement with the Ukrainian energy company.
Nobody pushed me, yes.
In other words, no pressure.
And back on Capitol Hill, Congress also got a look at the whistleblower complaint against the president. Remember, that was the thing that started all of this. Democrats are pretty vocal about the transcript, the complaint, and the fact that the president froze Ukrainian aid funds.
I found the allegations deeply disturbing.
But Republicans have also started digging in against impeachment.
He did nothing wrong under the law or otherwise.
Now, the whistleblower complaint, according to Congress, or at least several congressmen have said, it's been declassified. So we expect that the public will get a chance to see that whistleblower complaint today, which does involve the phone call with the Ukrainian president. Now, that's what we're looking forward to today. There's also something else going on Capitol Hill. The director of national intelligence will be speaking with the House Intelligence Committee about this whistleblower complaint. We're going to find out more information, be following it throughout the day, both here and on our website, WUSA9.com. But for now, on Capitol Hill, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.